Hey, come join me in this verse. We are in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 through 12. It says, Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if two lie together, they keep him warm. But how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, two will withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. You know, there are many times where we try to do things by ourselves and we just can't. We think we could handle all of our problems without talking to anybody, without asking for help, without needing a mentor, maybe without even needing our pastor, our shepherd. But this verse indicates that we cannot do anything by ourselves, that we cannot achieve anything by ourselves, but that in fact the reward is greater when you stand with another person. You know, as I was reading this verse, I was contemplating on the movie Planet of the Apes. And if you don't know that movie, you pretty much live under a rock. But there's this part when the main character, Caesar, is trying to encourage his fellow apes, to stick together and to be together. He breaks apart a stick and you see how it easily snaps and it's easily broken. And then he takes two sticks and he tries to break it. But, it's a little bit more difficult. And he's emphasizing that ape together is strong. And it's almost the same thing here where we're emphasizing that two is better than one. Two is better than one. In verse 12, I love it because it says, and though a man might prevail against one who is alone, two will be able to withstand him. So in a one-on-one fight, it's going to be hard. I'm 5'7". If I try to fight someone who's 6'5", that might be a little bit hard. I might be taken down with ease. Or I might put up a fight. Who knows? Who knows how that fight would come? But if I have another with me, maybe we're both 2'5'7" brothers and we're trying to attack the 6'5" guy, then, we have a chance. We're able to stand guard. We're able to fight back. We're able to do things. But then I love this verse and it says, a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Think about it in terms of marriage. Maybe your relationship, your covenant is struggling. Maybe it's struggling because you don't have Jesus at the center of your relationship. Maybe your finances are struggling because you don't have Jesus in the center of your relationship. And anything and everything that you're doing, you're failing because you're doing it alone. You're doing it by yourself. You're preaching without the move of the Spirit. You're preaching or teaching without the call of God within your life, without putting God first, without seeking and chasing after God first, without spending time with Him in prayer, without having that relationship with Him, without calling upon His name, without receiving His Spirit. And you're trying to do things out of order. There is nothing that will last if God's hand is not in the middle of it. You might be able to withstand. You might be able to overcome some trials. If it's between you and your wife or you and your husband, you might be able to withstand things, but it would never last without Jesus being in the center. It would never be easily broken, I should say, without Jesus being in the center. I love how it says, a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Put Jesus in the center of everything. Put Jesus in the center of your lives. Put Jesus in the center of your marriage. That you should chase after God. It reminds me that Jesus says that He is knocking on the door. That He is knocking on the door of our hearts. Are we going to let Him in? He's always seeking after us. He's always calling on us. He says, those who has ears to hear, let him hear. He's always speaking. He is always talking. Are we going to let Him be in the middle? And are we going to let Him drive? God bless you.